Welcome to a world of thrills, a world of drama, of capes and tights, a world where death is a revolving door. Welcome to the Geek Matrix.
Howdy, and welcome to episode number 292 of the DC Comics Review Show, coming to you from the Geek Matrix. This covers the weeks of April 29th, 2026, and boy, do we have some crazy amount of books for you guys this week. Two of them. On honorable mentions, we've got Batman, Wonder Woman, Truth #1, which I was really excited to read until I found out it was an in the middle story of Hush and Hush 2. And after reading Hush 2, I can't do that. We've got another Swamp Thing 1989 #1 and lots of reprints for Free Comic Book Day, and if I might say so, Rob added it in the notes here, that the Sonic and Justice League crossover, and that was a lot of fun. I can't recommend it enough. The massive amount of books that we're covering again is two. We've got Zatanna #1, and we've got Justice League Intergalactic Special #1. Can't say the word intergalactic without hearing Beastie Boys in my head, even after all this
planetary, intergalactic, another dimension. Yeah, same.
Yep. Same. So before we get into covering our two books and blowing through the wind here, what do we got in the way of news? Anything you guys are picking up from Free Comic Book Day?
There's a lot I want to pick up, but that's if I can even get to a comic shop. I'm hoping I can.
What about you, Brandon?
Just the standard Free Comic Book Day titles. I haven't even really paid attention to what they're putting out this week. I feel like I haven't really seen anything, but I usually just grab one of everything, see what's coming up.
There's another annual Energon Universe FCBD special, which is going to introduce us a little further into the world of Mask. So, Josh, that'll be definitely one you want to check out.
Yep.
Being a fan of Mask.
Oh, man.
And Mask #1, I believe, is out in June, if not May. FYI.
I need to track down. I don't have it. I thought I did, and I need to get it.
So the series? Yeah.
Yep.
And if you want to jump, I'll say it right now for you, Josh. If you want to just jump right into Mask #1, you probably won't be missing much from what I've read of the Energon universe so far. They've set up a couple of characters and like some story beats for Mask, but the previews for Mask #1 kind of just jump right into the action. So the stuff that you missed so far is really just prelude. It's not necessary. So you could probably just jump right in and then catch up later if you wanted to. So I know you're behind on the Energon universe.
I'm behind on fucking everything at this point.
Yeah.
Awesome. I guess nothing's standing out like crazy for you, huh, Brandon?
I just don't know anything. To what book out, so I'll have to see what all the Free Comic Book Day issues have in store.
Well, any news from either one of you guys?
Well, all I have is bad news.
Oh no!
So not personal bad news, thankfully. Just bad comic news. Actually, it kind of got even worse as learned of another passing in the week. Earlier in this week, definitely kind of rocked me. I checked my phone and saw the kind of heartbreaking news that at age 73, legendary comics creator Jerry Conway had passed away, which, as a man who needs no introduction, Jerry Conway was one of the most iconic comic writers and figures of all time. I could
all the time.
list the credits, but there are way too many to name. Point to a character, and he probably has written it in some fashion. But definitely was a tough one to swallow, because I think Jerry is one of the last people of that sort of second generation of comic writers after the sort of original guys coming out of the golden age, who can really remember what it was like to work at Marvel in the late 60s and early 70s. So many of them have passed away in recent years, and this is just another unfortunate one. So, and I also learned that Mike Parabeck, who probably might know from a short-lived run on JSA in 1991, I think, also passed away later in the week, which was really unfortunate as well. So just kind of sad stuff all around.
That is a bummer.
Yeah.
Man.
Yeah.
Well, what about you, Rob? Do you got any news that just makes us want to fall off the ledge?
I could talk about the really bad choices Fan Expo Toronto has made, which I might. They finally announced some celebrities and the comic creators, but I just want to point out as well the Marvel titles for what they're calling Comics Giveaway Day, which we'll be able to get on Saturday, and they're doing the typical event preludes. They have Amazing Spider-Man number 1000 / Queen in Black number 1. And Armageddon / X-Men number 1 are their two main books. And I gotta look up the numbering for Amazing Spider-Man number 1000. That seems a little crazy.
Yeah, might be wanting to track down how they're numbering that too.
Yeah, seriously.
Spider-Man's got a lot more number ones than Green Lantern ever thought of.
Does it ever?
Yeah.
Fan Expo Toronto, meanwhile, has announced some pretty interesting characters, like celebrities, I mean to say. So they're doing their Summer of Lord of the Rings this year, or Year of the Lord of the Rings reunion, whatever you want to call it. All 4 Hobbits are appearing at pretty much every Fan Expo event this year and even late last year. So they are going to be there. They were the first names announced. Even I think the second name was Alan Richson, which is really cool. Colin O'Donoghue. They've got
they've got to be drumming up support with Colbert writing the new movie.
Yeah.
100%. That's got to be what it is, man.
They've got the cast of the Goonies showing up, even Joe Pantoliano and Corey Feldman, which blew my mind.
Corey Feldman will show up to anything, but if it's a Goonies reunion, I'm really sad. I'm gonna miss that.
Pretty much is, yeah. I think this might be the first time the cast's been together in a long time.
Long time, but Josh Brolin will be there too.
Josh Brolin not listed yet, but I'm hoping.
Me too. Somebody probably just needs to send him an invitation.
Yeah.
The dude is so weird, but I love him.
Yeah. The unfortunate news that came across the wire last week, appearing for one day on the Saturday, Mel Gibson. Now,
I mean, I've given you ideas.
Is that like on purpose? The ding, ding, ding.
Nope. I'm putting my phone down.
Like, sure, legendary, technically, actor. A lot of action movies. Big name in the 80s and 90s. But very problematic since the turn of the millennium, and has not made up for it in the slightest. And I know a lot of people are not happy about this choice, and I can't say I'm very happy about it either.
No, I really don't think people like that should be
put
on the forefront, but they're not paying me to make those decisions.
Yeah. Well, if you want to know some of the featured guests comic book wise for Fan Expo Toronto, top of the list, Frank Miller.
I think he's doing the rounds. He's also going to be at Fan Expo Chicago.
Oh, that's good. And we have Joe Quesada, Greg Capullo, Rafael Albuquerque, Dennis Cowan, David Finch, J.G. Jones, Lee Weeks. Who else we got here? Adam Gorman, Brett Breeding, Dave McCaig. He was
They
at Toronto
must just have a
Cup.
lot of the names
Ed
on
Brisson.
the same roster or whatever, because that's
Pretty much.
a lot of the ones that are also going to be at Chicago.
Yeah.
And I think those are like the same names that were at Fan Expo Boston 2019, which is like 7 years ago. So it seems like they have a few people on retainer.
Oh shit, Riley Rossmo's going to be there. I get 1 of 2 signatures for Deathbed. Hell yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, it's not at least for me personally, not the most drawing guest list either. There's a couple of really cool names, but just for me personally, nobody that I'm like dying to get stuff signed by. So yeah, if I don't blame anybody wanting to go see Greg Capullo, for example, or Joe Quesada, both fantastic artists. Get stuff signed by them, definitely. But like, I don't know. It's kind of this year's Fan Expo Toronto does not really sound the most exciting for me right now.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And not to say that anybody listening that does want to go, still go. Have fun. Be cool. Drink Pepsi. You know, do what you got to do. But
Be
damn.
cool. Drink Coke.
Yeah, no. Have fun. Be young. Drink Pepsi.
Mm.
Coke is for old people.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I don't want to say it's fallen off a little bit, but maybe maybe the guest lists, at least comic wise, isn't as strong.
Yeah.
Like post COVID. I hate saying that word. Because it definitely feels like Fan Expo of even 7-8 years ago usually had a pretty stronger collection. I think Gail Simone at Fan Expo Boston, which is like, that was pretty cool. That's like the only time I've ever seen her do a show in a while. So I don't know.
Yeah. I'm just really, really hoping for like a Dan Jurgens appearance one year.
I think he might have to come to the States for that one. It doesn't really seem like he does a lot of international shows.
That's a shame.
Pretty much only, I mean, it's mostly been to shows on the East Coast, but of the 2 places I've seen him, both were on the East Coast.
Yeah. I like, maybe that's for the best, because I thought about it a couple of weeks ago. If Dan Jurgens were to appear, what would I get signed? And like, I went through a list of possible books I'd want signed by him, and I must have come up with like 10, 12 titles. And I don't know.
Getting his ribcage tattooed.
Oh, don't tempt me. Look, I got this original Booster Gold tattoo. Do you want to sign it?
Dun, dun, dun.
Yeah, that'd be a day. Yeah. Apart from that, I got nothing. It's been a slow week.
It has indeed. Crazy one. But well, then I guess with all of that excitement out of the way, maybe we'll get into the books then. Me, Rob, Brandon, off we go. I'll take us through Zatanna #1 as good as I can. Fill in anything if I fuck up. Written, drawn, and colored by Jamal Campbell with lettering from Ariana Marr. It seems that we start out with Zatanna deciding that she wants to be Prime Magus, which I suppose is the, I can't believe I said Magus.
I did the same.
Which
thing.
I suppose is the analog for the Sorcerer Supreme, and she's just claiming the title. There's a DEO tactical team that's featuring an Agent Rhodes that's tracking down Zatanna. Well, rather tracking Zatanna. Sniper rifles out, but holding fire unless Z goes down. She confronts them after and talks to a guy with a squibbly face that goes by Agent Domains, and I have no idea if that's how you say it right, but I'm going with it. And forecasts them working together, and he's aware of the Prime Magus thing, and that's he's aware that she's full on turned up the juice on using magic as like a superhero protector role and going at it really hard. She's deciding she decides she's going on what she calls the greatest tour across realms of magic to see if she can inspire it for the better. And we get a whole page and a half forecasting what's to come, including a puppeteer, past failures, a venomous shadow, and so much more. So they did that up next page like the old TV shows used to after the end of like episode 1, where it was like there's this, and this, and it's all vague and shit, but very interesting. And that's the story. The art is freaking phenomenal, so good, always is, with Campbell behind it. I love Zatanna. This sounds super cool, and it looks even better. I have a real fun time reading it because it pulled me into this kind of story for Z successfully, and it's really good. I liked it. I gave it a 9 out of 10.
Yeah, this was a really good follow-up to the miniseries we got last year, I think it was. And just jumping right into the middle of some action, I think, is the best way to go about this. You either take a whole issue for setup, or you dive right into it. And I think this is the best way. Jamal Campbell picked the right one. Get a little bit of exposition in the first half of the first page, and then just straight up magic. Looked fantastic. I love Jamal Campbell's art. I think we all do to a certain extent. Not even a certain extent. Who doesn't love Jamal Campbell's art? Raise your hand. That's what I thought. Nobody hates it. It's awesome. It has a really good mind for not just the look of magic, but even just the writing style for magic. It's really well done. I think we were all impressed with the 6-issue mini before. I am very excited to see what is going to come with this book. The idea of a Prime Magus,
we know it's called Lotar now. We don't have to call it Magic Speak.
That's true. I forgot about that.
I don't know where that originally came from, but like I verified it. It's like 3 different places that were on. It's called Lotar. Why would that be the name of the backward speak magic?
Yeah, who knows? Somebody just played Scrabble, shuck up the letters, and tossed it out. There's a word, Lotar. That's what it'll be.
Lotar. Sounds like a Flash Gordon villain.
Seriously. And also when it comes to like names, like you said, Josh, domains, that was another pronunciation I had. But like when I read names like that, and it was a lot of magic involved, my default is like read it like I'm reading Latin. So I said Demanes, and I don't know if that's right either. It just sounded like cooler in my head, so that's what I was going with, is Demanes. Sounds more magical, but we'll see. Maybe.
I usually find that Brandon knows how to say it better than I do.
I think it can go either way, honestly.
Yeah.
It's very much your preference.
Fair enough. It's up for debate depending on whoever reads it. I'm also going to give it a 9 out of 10. Just wonderful first issue.
Yeah, no, I'm right there with you guys. Slightly below that in terms of score, 8.75. Mostly because I kind of want to see where the story goes, especially if it's going to take a bit of a different direction from the mini series. But yeah, it's just a delight seeing Jamal Campbell do more Zatanna, and clearly he loves doing Zatanna. There's so much respect. Although I will say this one weren't as many cameos to some of the old school moments of Zatanna, like that previous first, because I went back and looked at it and I was like, he pulled the satellite era design and he got it right, which not every artist does. They want to kind of switch it up a little bit. So obviously that's why it's not a 10 out of 10. But yeah, no, I mean, it's just great seeing Campbell do more Zatanna. Super excited for where this is going, and I love the design work as usual. The Prime Magus Zatanna design is superb. It's super, just visually interesting.
Yeah, it doesn't just look good; it's visually interesting. I like.
Yeah.
Just a follow up on the Prime Magus. Then in the I forget what she called it, the realm of the Magus or whatever. There were 3 beings speaking with her. There was the Upside Down Man, a little girl with a symbol on her forehead that looks so familiar, but I can't quite place it, and then some other dude that looked like he was wearing some weird mask. Do either of you know who those other 2 are?
Not off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'd have to take a look at it again and see if that's something familiar. But
right, that little girl, it's like on the tip of my brain. I know I've seen her. I know I've seen that symbol somewhere, but I can't think of who it is. We'll figure it out.
Now I got to go back and look.
I'm also curious why the Upside Down Man is there, but I also never finished that Justice League Dark story, so I don't really know what the outcome
well, I
is
mean, he's in this geez, I'm forgetting the words that they used, but an essential form of a part of magic.
Fair enough. So he will always be around somehow.
He will always be there. You can't get rid of him.
Wait, there's upside down, there's backwards. What other types of magic is there?
Spiral? I don't know.
That was a spy agency. Don't lie to me. That was the best spy agency.
Go back and look at this.
That one should have won the war of the spy agencies.
Let's not even bring up the war of the spy agencies, okay?
War of the spy agencies should be a thing in these Marvel DC crossovers. Like Spiral versus S.H.I.E.L.D. Who wins?
Well, they tried that, and they chose a arguably not so good writer to attempt that. I think that was the intention behind Event Leviathan, was to basically have all the sort of spy agencies under attack from one central threat,
and then had them all get killed off panel before the story even began.
Just not executed well at all.
No.
Boy, am I glad we brought that up. So look, I'm looking back at it, and I didn't think to try and place them when I was reading it, but they both look familiar. This bird guy with the long beak, and I'm not confusing this with Khonshu.
I was gonna say it's Khonshu, isn't it?
And then the triple moon, that I want to say it was featured in the Witching Hour.
That was the symbol of Hecate, if I remember correctly.
Yes. Okay. Yeah. So then that's likely the innocence of Hecate, the upside down man, and maybe the bird is death. But that wouldn't make sense, not in the magic realm. But I feel like we've seen them before. I'm not sure.
Yeah, maybe it'll get explained as it goes on too. Hopefully.
I mean, I would imagine they'll eventually call them something.
Yeah.
Brandon, you're not familiar with who that is?
Couldn't say. It's not ringing any bells. But the symbol of Hecate does look familiar. I do believe that was the one that was used in the Witching Hour JLD story.
Right on.
All right. Well, it sounds like Jamal Campbell landed a solid one with us. What about our next book of the week? The only other book of the week, and perhaps resulting in the shortest episode that we've ever had.
Possibly.
Maybe.
Justice League Intergalactic special number 1, brought to us by Ron.
Yes, sir. This is written by Jadzia Axelrod and Nicole Maines, with art from Travis Moore, colors from Tamer Bonvillain, and letters from Hassan Asmani Al-How. We open up with, really, we don't know it at the time, but it is a dream that Nia Null is having about, well, obviously the future. On her home planet of Naltor, a select group of Green Lanterns have arrived looking for 2 of their kin, if you will, as we know them, Kelly Catella and Narf, who have gone missing when they came here to, make sure everything was okay. And then the people of Naltor start talking about this thing called the Witch Queen and how they should have stayed away, and how everybody should have stayed away. And we all dream of the Witch Queen, and then they all get attacked. And then the dream finishes with Galaxy seemingly under the control of the Witch Queen, with all the heroes and Altorians kind of laying dead around her. And this is when Nia Null wakes up, and Galaxy is right there at the foot of her bed, holding Catman in a chokehold position, throwing him out of the House of Secrets. She is there to find out just what is up with Nia, and get her back to the Justice League and help out with this mission. Nia says, I want nothing to do with it. They don't want me around. I'm broken, yada yada. Galaxy takes off, a little defeated, a little disheartened, and their relationship a little more split. So then we jump on over to the actual mission. The selected members include, obviously, Galaxy, the commander being Star Sapphire, Carol Ferris, and along for the ride is Green Arrow and Adam Strange, who is flying the ship that is taking them throughout space. Also, Aaliyah, the dog, who I imagine is the thing from Galaxy. Green Arrow has this whole thing about, why am I
Not that I
here in
remember.
space? Well, apparently Aaliyah is the dog is like Galaxy's friend.
I mean, I got that while I
Yeah.
was reading it. I forgot. It's actually in my notes. I didn't mean to interrupt.
Oh, okay. No,
I don't remember that from the Hot Girl Galaxy book or the trade for Galaxy, but maybe I mean it's been a long ass time since the Galaxy trade or graphic novel came out. Excuse me. So
I never read the Galaxy solo trade, and I don't remember the dog from the Hawk Girl mini either. But who knows? Who knows? This is co-written by Jadzia Axelrod, so you can only imagine they know what they're talking about. So yeah, Green Arrow spends most of the time wondering what the hell he's doing there in space with bow and arrow. But as Adam Strange points out, between you, Hal Jordan, and Black Canary, the 3 of you fought the Witch Queen before, as seen in Green Lantern number 82 from I guess that would be the Bronze Age at that point. And the other 2 were not available. So you're our last choice. He gets on the turret as they're getting attacked, helps shoot some enemies out of the sky. And then the ship gets hit. Excuse me. Galaxy is able to help save it, but it is basically down for the count. Dreamer kind of phases in after Green Arrow gets knocked out after the ship got hit. So she's able to dream walk her way into the scene and decided that she's going to help out after all. Adam Strange says to Carol that he's going to need her to ring up some parts for the ship so they can repair it. But before she can get into that, a whole bunch of awkward shit happens. Green Arrow and Dreamer have an awkward conversation about the roles they played in, what was the event called again? Oh my god.
Absolute Power.
Absolute Power, that's right, because they were both played for Amanda Waller's team for their own personal reasons, but neither of them really playing for Amanda Waller's team at the same time. But before that can really get to a conclusion, Carol is taken over by the Witch Queen. So he begins attacking Adam Strange and Galaxy. Dreamer and Green Arrow get involved, but takes a bit of kind of energy manipulation from Galaxy. being able to see whatever the beastie is that the Witch Queen sent to Carol in an energy dimension, if you will, I was able to pull that off of Carol. And then they could all regroup and decide together once and for all that they need to take the fight straight to the Witch Queen before they do anything else. Carol is able to fix the ship temporarily. Dreamer has a little vision again of what looks like a section of stars, a constellation of stars, if you will, while Green Arrow was talking to her, as well as the sentence, "When the fighting starts, know that I've got your back," which Green Arrow was saying at the time. So that has something to do potentially in the future. The Green Lanterns we saw at the beginning of the story have arrived, as well as Kelly and Narf have joined that team as well. They are all taken over by the Witch Queen, and they get right in Galaxy's face. So Galaxy gets right back in their face. Using her powers of energy manipulation, she's able to pull green energy from their rings and use it for her own weapons. Dreamer mentions that this isn't good. We can't leave her alone because she's going through a lot of emotional baggage right now, and that anger could push her to the Witch Queen. So Adam Strange volunteers to fly out there and help her out. He's able to get her back away from the Green Lanterns long enough, thanks to a time grenade, to talk her down as her anger was about to take her over. And then, using her energy manipulation after having calmed down, she takes the rings off the Green Lantern's fingers, which is explained only possible because of the Queen's emotional corruption. And then they go straight to the Citadel, where the Witch Queen has kind of laid claim to the throne of Naltor to a degree. They bust right in, the team of Green Arrow, Dreamer, and Star Sapphire. And Green Arrow tries to shock the Witch Queen with an electric arrow, but she knows better by now because she's faced him before, swats it away. Star Sapphire gets taken out, and Dreamer remembers her vision and tells Green Arrow, take the shot, as he has 5 arrows knocked in the bow, shoots them, and then the 5 arrows go in the directions pointing in the same pattern the stars were in the constellation that Dreamer visioned earlier. Grabs the electric arrow. The 5 arrows kind of pin Witch Queen to the throne, and Dreamer electrocutes a staff, a gemmed staff that the Witch Queen has, which takes away her abilities and knocks her out for the time being. Just as Galaxy and Adam Strange bust in, they're a little too late, but they're there nonetheless. And then some stuff happens with the elders of Naltor, and Nia says, get it together, be the people, or be the hero for the people that you need to be. I am no one's savior. They all head back home. Galaxy and Nia have a bit more of a row together, and they're finally letting their full emotions out. Neither of them were really there for each other when they needed them most. Both had died at some point, come back to life. And neither of them really feel like a true friend of the other. But then they both pass out, and that is where the story ends. To be continued in Justice League Dream Girls, a DC Pride event, a weekly 4 or 5 issue event coming in June. And then you do get a brief preview of it, but I'll save that story for June when that event actually happens. But it looks interesting. There's something to do with them thinking they're Amazons on Themyscira, which looks cool. As for this, I'm excited and slightly disappointed at the same time, because this issue not only promised, obviously it was billed as a tie, or not a tie, like a stepping stone to the Dream Girls event. That is one big story. But I also heard that a lot of this would have to do with whatever Carol Ferris's mission is somewhere out in space. And if this is what the mission was that was talked about by Jeremy Adams in Green Lantern, it's kind of weird. I feel like there's more. She's supposed to go find Predator. What's going on? I thought there was going to be more here for Carol, and not just in a Justice League leadership role. It was a cool role, and very interesting to see Carol being that leadership hero. But considering Green Arrow and Adam Strange are also there, also felt a little out of place. At this point, she's still, for lack of a better term, green as a superhero, right? She's worn the ring before, but only in a form of necessity. This is the first time ever that she's decided to like be a full-fledged hero on the Justice League roster. Maybe she's proven herself already, but it just felt a little off having two long-standing league members already there that they didn't take the lead on this mission. But that's besides the point. It was a fun little mission, fun little story. It was cool to see Naltor. I thought maybe is it just in the future that Naltor is dead and the Naltorians are kind of gone, or I thought that was already a thing, or did that never happen?
I don't think so. No.
Maybe I'm making that up. I don't know. I thought
Yeah.
that was the thing. Yeah. Obviously,
yeah,
it made happen. Cyandi is Galaxy's home planet. She's the last Cyandi.
Right.
So
I guess I was just thinking because that wouldn't really make sense because at least from what I remember, I don't think Dream Girl was the last of the Notorians. But I could be mixing her up with Princess Projectra. I kind of blend their backstories in my mind sometimes.
Fair enough. I don't even know who that is. My Legion knowledge is lacking. But sounds interesting, Princess Projectra. Yeah, all in all, really nice art throughout. I liked the art. The story was okay. It was interesting enough to get by. Excuse me, but I wanted a bit more for all the characters, not just the two. So for now, it'll get an 8.
Yeah, no, not much to say for me out of this one. I kind of suspected it was going to be a not quite Justice League story, more of a Dreamer and Galaxy story featuring the Justice League.
Yeah.
Because both creators are heavily involved in the book. Not that they necessarily are going to do that, but like I kind of expected that was going to be the case. So, I mean, if you're excited for the progression of those two characters, then this will be exciting. And obviously, there's the weekly event to look forward to. I'm still kind of like, they're interesting, but I just need to familiarize myself more with their additional material. I guess more so for Galaxy than Dreamer, since she's been pretty active in the DC universe. But I mean, it's interesting. I guess with the promise of this cover, I was like, well, maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe it'll be a rip-roaring Justice League adventure, and it kind of was, but not as much as I might have liked. So
Yeah.
I gave it a 7.5.
Galaxy is ridiculously powerful, but other than the couple one-off appearances which you've seen in the Hawk Girl Limited, the only other appearance that she's had that I can think of is that graphic novel.
Right.
Yeah.
So that's kind of the only thing you're missing. Two things, if I can remember real quick. Star Sapphire. If she's off doing this stuff and somebody else has got to go after Predator, who might it be? And then the other one was there a Witch Queen anywhere in that Justice League Dark run? For some reason, like I feel like maybe there is more of a connection to that storyline. That would make sense with the Upside Down Man too, and maybe why that Crow, the Raven dude or whatever, looks familiar. I didn't know if one of you guys might know off the top of your head.
I'm not too deep on Justice League Dark stories, so I could not answer that question.
I remember liking it.
From what I understand, when I was looking up the Witch Queen, her last appearance was Green Lantern 82, I think is what it said. Or at least her only appearance.
Oh.
So that maybe not.
That's definitely not Justice League Dark then. Okay. There goes that idea. All right. Well then, Oh, the Predator thing. What do you guys think about that?
Wait, sorry, about what? Oh, who's gonna go after Predator?
Yeah, if this is like Carol is stuck over in this direction, I guess this is just like supposition or whatever. But if Carol is stuck over in this direction and somebody is going to go after Predator while this is happening, who do you guys think it would be or would want it to be?
Well, I have a joke answer and an obvious answer. The joke answer is, who is the most predatorial Green Lantern character in existence? Hector Hammond. Very easily. Looks like a fucking predator, but
That's not where I was expecting you to go with that joke. I thought you were gonna make a nasty, and that was gonna make
I
my.
thought you were gonna make it nasty.
Well, now I need to know who you thought I was gonna say.
Oh well, sorry. It's I mean, it's not a very PC answer, but with the build up to that, what I thought you were gonna say was, for a predator to go after a predator, you need or for a character to go after a predator, you need a predator, and the first person that obviously would come to mind is Hal Jordan. That's where I thought you were going to go. And I was like, well, I didn't know you had it in you.
That would have been better.
You see Hal Jordan as a Star Sapphire. What would that even look like?
A lot of thong.
Yeah,
a lot of thong.
Not what I meant by predator, though.
Yeah. You remember that volleyball scene in Top Gun? Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah. Speedos. But you got a good point there, Brandon. That's a much better.
That's what I thought you were going to say.
The thing is, I try not to think about that because if I do, I'm just gonna hate Hal Jordan, and I don't.
Well, you said joke answer. I thought that's what it was gonna be. But there's a predator in the DC universe. Surely it would be old Harold.
Yeah. Obvious answer for me though is Guy Gardner, because that's kind of his thing right now in Green Lantern Corps. That's like the task he's been given after DCKO is to find the entities.
But isn't it more so like to lead the team to find the entities because he's now Lantern Pope?
He is a Lantern Pope, but he's only Lantern Pope because he was seeing the baby entities. So because he's
I thought it was the other way around. I thought he was seeing that. I thought he was able to see the baby,
the babies,
the baby entities, because he was Lantern Pope.
No, it's like the week DCKO ended, or the week before the Green Lantern tie-in issue or whatever ended with him waking up in bed, or he was just going to bed after DCKO had ended, and he was like, finally get some fucking rest, and then he sees the entities floating above him, and then the next month we see him as Space Pope.
Okay.
Yeah.
So he didn't get some mystical powers or magical powers or mystical calling or anything from his reading of the Book of Oa then?
It remains to be seen if the Book of Oa granted any of this too, but supposedly this happened after DC, it all happened because of his participation at the KO tournament. Oh. Everybody got that. They all had a small vision of their future and what they need to fight towards, and that was his.
Got you.
Yeah. So realistically, he's the one. He's granted Emerald Connection or whatever the fuck it's called. There's always some kind of Emerald power, and I've lost track of what they all are. And he's able to see the entities and find them. So he's the only one really that can do that directly. And he's already kind of behind the game because John's found Parallax. So if anybody's going to find Predator, it might be Guy, but...
Are we going to end up with avatars for each of the entities?
Based off what happened with John and Parallax, I'm going to say no. Because Parallax wasn't strong enough to completely take over John's body and turn him into a proper... Parallax.
Not host.
Oh,
not a host.
what do you mean?
Like, okay, so like if Parasite would have taken over John's body, that would have been Parasite using John as a host and doing whatever the fuck Parasite wanted.
Yeah.
Whatever the fuck Predator wanted.
Parallax.
Or Parallax wanted. My God.
Yeah.
But what if there were to be a lantern that develops some sort of a external symbiotic relationship, like Poison Ivy has with the Green, but with the lantern entities. You see what I'm saying?
So it's similar to Kyle with Ion the first time around before we found out that was an entity?
Yes.
Okay. That'd be interesting.
But it's for like all of them. There's fucking fear, fucking avarice, the whole
there's
nine
one
yards.
one for each entity.
Yep.
That'd be interesting. And then at the same time, they could be feeding the entity the emotion they need to grow.
Yep. Like
I like it
because they're like because they can feed them, but also because of what they could do with them. And then those people are a part of Jessica Cruz's table.
Yeah. They need to be. Well, Orange right away is going to be Larfleeze because let's face it, there's no other choice.
Right. Unless it's Lex.
Nah, I feel like Ophidian's already got his teeth sunk into Larfleeze.
Fair enough.
Is that Ophidian? Or is Ophidian the... Pretty sure that's Ophidian. I don't know.
I trust you guys, man. Especially right now.
No, Proselyte is... Yeah, I always forget. Shit. Yeah, Ophidian's orange. Proselyte's indigo.
All right,
Blue
so who's getting Proselyte then?
If
Fatality.
Not, if oh god, probably. I don't want it to be. I was gonna say if not Nostromo, then Irok or Indigo 1. But yeah, shit, it might be Fatality.
I feel like Indigo 1 would be the obvious choice.
Yeah.
To me, anyway. If I had my choice, that'd be who got it. Fatality for sure, I think, is who would get it. Like, if that was to happen. It probably wouldn't, and I'm just wasting a bunch of speculation time.
No, I think you're right. I think it's definitely going to be Fatality, and I'm not happy about it.
All right, so that's Orange and Indigo. What about Rage?
The obvious answer you'd say is Atrocitus or even Dexter, but I think you could go to Zelias Zox.
Who's that?
The testicle-looking one.
The testicle-looking one? That's horrifying.
Wait, that's straight out of the Red Lantern
like a
comic.
bitch boy? Doesn't he just like? Isn't he like Krang? He's like
pretty much, time? Yeah. Oh, I don't know if you remember in Red Lanterns when Guy took over the team, they went to Earth and somebody said he looked like a testicle, and then they went up against who the fuck was it? Shadow Thief or something? And it was a woman. I forget what her character name is. And he turns to her and just as they're about to fight, and he goes, "What's a testicle?" And he gets bitch slaps. But that's why I call him a testicle. It's one of the funniest fucking things in that book. But if you remember during God, I don't remember what the event was called early on in this run of Green Lantern, Jeremy Adams' Lantern. When the Red Lanterns were reintroduced, he was the only one that was able to channel the red energy. Still, his ring didn't die or whatever, right? And all the other Red Lanterns were kind of left powerless. He was the only one that could still channel red energy. And he was like the battery for the core. And that's why they were still able to use red energy to a certain extent because of Zelias Zox. So he clearly has some deeper connection to the red rings. That's why I think maybe Butcher might choose him.
Okay. That's Orange, Indigo, Red, Blue.
Saint
Who
Walker.
gets Blue?
It's got to be Saint Walker. I'm pretty sure he's the only Blue Lantern left. There is.
Kelly is
Yeah.
Kelly's a Blue Lantern now, right?
Not you don't mean Kelly Keteller, is John's sister. I forget her.
Yes. Or not Kelly, Ellie.
Ellie, yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
Ellie.
Yeah, it's possible, but she's also so green at being a Blue Lantern, so I don't know. I feel like Saint Walker would be
But
the
we
right choice
do
for that.
also know that
Brother
she
Worth,
goes
his
on
Brother
to
Worth back.
spawn an entire race of people.
Yes, Lantern Home in the future. But that's a Philip Kennedy Johnson idea. So once that book's done, it's going to get left behind.
Nah, I wouldn't say that, especially not with Jeremy Adams at the helm.
That's
He
true.
doesn't like
They
to
did work
leave
together
things
quite a lot.
behind. He doesn't like to leave things behind at all.
Yeah.
That's why I like his writing so much.
Yeah. That just leaves yellow, green, and violet.
Yeah, there we go. So who legitimately is Star Sapphire gonna be?
Shit, it's a weird thing because there are no Star Sapphires on Oa right now. There's only one violet ring holder, and that's Carol.
All right, well, Carol can't be it, so you have to pick somebody outside of the spectrum. Be it somebody that's already a Lantern, or even perhaps another hero or character on Earth that's deserving.
I'm gonna say
Brandon, do you have any
controversial?
Guesses?
What's that?
Do you have any
legit guesses who could be Predator or the Predator, whatever Avatar?
Obviously, Hal Jordan. You didn't know this, but Hal Jordan was named in the Epstein files.
Oh,
he was the one flying the plane.
He was the one flying the plane.
Yeah,
and stopping off for a little shore leave.
Oh my God, we just got canceled. The email just got dinged with a cease and desist order
from the Guardians of Oa. What the fuck?
Yes. Signed Ganthet right there.
My honest though, like mostly serious answer for who could be the Violet's avatar, if somehow they bring her back to life or they confirm that she never actually died, Arisia.
Okay.
I know it's way out there and makes no fucking sense, but I think that could happen.
Okay, so you know how like Hal kind of had like the charge of the Lanterns for such a long ass time.
Yeah.
And then slowly through fan demand and story development, John became the guy.
Yeah.
What if through overcoming the tragedy and uprooting of her life, oh my God, I forgot what her name is. John's wife, not wife.
Katma.
What if she became
the
Star Sapphire? Yeah.
That I honestly, just before you started that sentence, that crossed my mind. What if Katma was the Predator avatar? That's possible, but at the same time, this whole storyline that's been going on is like John loves her, but she still doesn't really know him. She doesn't know this life. She doesn't know any of the history that he has with her and that she went through with him. So even though she is feeling somewhat of connection, it's not the same that he has for her. And like you said, she uprooted her entire life to just try something and it's not working. For me, that doesn't scream violet light of love. That screams yellow light of fear.
I can see that.
Yeah, you're right. That would, and God damn it, that would make a way better story than just trying to parallel John's life with Hal's, kind of in that sense, anyway.
Yeah.
All right, so she would be Parallax. So then we're back to Predator. Predator would be.
I would say Arisia, but that's only for lack of a better answer. I really don't know who Predator could be.
They have to have compassion, right?
No, that's love.
No.
Compassion is Indigo.
Oh yeah. They have to have love.
And for Indigo, it's not to have compassion; it's to have a lack of compassion.
Yeah. The
which is weird, but that's how Jeff Johns made it.
What? Oh, God
Green.
damn it.
Green is the only one left.
Again. The robot starts with an A. We're all really happy she just came back.
Oh, Aya.
Aya.
Yeah. If you ever forget her name, just remember AI.
AI.
And that's literally how that was made.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could she be?
That's possible, but then that's this whole big story of do robots have souls, which they've already started. So
I mean, she loves Razor. That much
Yeah.
is fucking obvious.
and she's
Above
activated
everything
a
else.
construct self, whatever they call it, astral projection version, which shouldn't be possible either, but it's worked. So they're really hammering home this do machines dream of sheep kind of deal. So
Oh, excellent
Maybe.
fucking call out to an awesome series, by the way.
I was also gonna say equally for Ion would be Guy Gardner, considering his current position. Unless he's just the shepherd of the avatars. That's
So
a
out of the
scary
living-
fucking thought.
So out of the living Aya works then. So then there's just the one left. Who is the green. Haha.
No,
I guess that would be John?
No, we just said it was Aya.
No, the green.
Aya.
Oh no, I was talking about love for
Oh,
Aya.
love. Oh, shit.
Yeah.
I guess that could work for Aya too. But that'd be weird because she just make him a Green Lantern. I don't know, but that would be interesting as well for Aya. No, for Green, yeah, I was gonna say Guy or John. Probably a good choice.
Okay.
You know what? Give it to Simon. He's not doing anything right now.
Simon. God, I'm adored. All right. Well, I mean, I guess that's all there is to talk about this week. Thanks for letting me draw that out for you guys.
Yeah.
We've got our top 3 minus 1, which is the same ones we got. I mean, I scored him Zatanna in first, Intergalactic in second. And my favorite moment is when the dude introduces himself as it's that Agent Domains or whatever, but he introduces himself as Special Agent Redacted, Chief of Occult Affairs.
Yeah,
that made me fucking giggle. I like that, especially it hit home. That was good. What did you guys like this week?
Of the two, I mean, like I said, it's not really much to say, but second place is Justice League Intergalactic. First place is Zatanna. Favorite moment has to be the double page spread of Zatanna in her prime Magus form. I kind of already mentioned it, but it's just such a striking design. Really, really well done.
Same for me, obviously. Justice League Intergalactic at number 2, Zatanna at number 1. For me, favorite moments is after the fight was over and the sniper staring at Zatanna saying, I wonder if she can do that catch a bullet in her teeth trick, and he just sees her staring right at him. It's like, oh shit. Well, we're fucked.
I'm gonna need to change my shorts.
Before we go, from what I remember from last week's show, y'all didn't go into deep by Sum 41 about the Marvel DC crossover issue, right?
No, I didn't get a chance to read it, and then now I
Shit.
forgot.
Well, shit. I honestly just read it today because I finally got time to go through it, and holy hell,
I'd
it
love
is
to hear you
fucking
guys
good.
talk about it if you want to. That's up to you, and if you've got time.
You got
I haven't actually finished it myself, so
Oh,
I
okay.
couldn't really comment.
Fair enough. At least you've read the Brad Meltzer story, the opening story.
Kind of skimmed it, but I
Okay.
just haven't had time to finish it.
Fair enough. I just want to shout out that story at least. It was just beautiful. Very reminiscent, I'll say, of what you and I have always said, Brandon, about
Justice League
his
11.
his favorite, his best issue. There's a lot of similarities there, but it wasn't just that two heroes trapped in a cave thing. It kind of got a lot deeper than that. Very emotional, very well done. And I gotta say, I think I enjoyed every single story in this little crossover. Even the ones, there was some that were like 2 pages, and they were just really, really cool, really well done. I want to say specific shout out to what's titled on the credits page as Mysterio versus Superman featuring Thing and More, written by Jeff Johns, but the title of the story is Identity War. That one was really cool, and I just want to point out, I really hope that's not what Jeff Johns was referring to in Doomsday Clock. I know it's an amalgamation of 2 other event titles, but I know Superman fought Hulk, but there was no Thor, so it shouldn't count. Secret Crisis.
I mean, isn't Identity Crisis? Wait, hold on.
Identity War is what he called it in the story of this story. Title.
Haven't we? Was there an Identity Crisis?
There was Identity Crisis and there was Secret War, but he combined those 2 and made it Identity War. And then on the flip side, it's got to be Secret Crisis in 4 years.
Possibly.
Every event needs its lead in, right?
Yeah. It was a cool one, though. It was a really, really cool one. I just wanted to shout that out.
Nice.
To get some recognition.
Looking forward to reading that at some point.
I know we talked about it before, but like as of this point, we're a week past the release of so far the last announced Marvel DC crossover, and nothing else has been talked about. What else could we see, if anything? I know we've done our kind of speculation before, but now that it's done, we've kind of seen it all happen. Obviously, the Batman and Deadpool ones were heavily Batman inspired, and obviously the Spider-Man, Superman ones were heavily Spider-Man, Superman inspired. Like all the cast of characters were the basic follow-up stories across both issues for them. What the fuck else could there be?
Well, Wonder Woman would be the next logical choice. I guess the question is, who do you cross her over with, and who do you get to write it? And there's a lot of speculation as to who that could be. I've seen Captain Marvel, Storm, seen Rogue. Like, there's not that it has to be X-Men centric. Scarlet Witch was thrown out there. Honestly, for my pick, it's a little unconventional. It could go 2 ways, honestly, but I think a really interesting one, actually, maybe I'll just go with one. I think an interesting one could be Wonder Woman and Black Widow. And I think who they should get to write it is someone who's actually had a hand writing both characters, and that would be Greg Rucka. So I think that could be an interesting one. If I were to
even better than Gal.
select the 2, I would do probably Wonder Woman, Black Widow, because I think there's a lot to be said about their respective backstories. And then I'd probably get J.G. Jones to do it, because there's actually continuity with there as well. J.G. Jones did, obviously, Hikatea, but little known fact, the Devin Grayson, Greg Rucka Black Widow series from 2000 was also done by J.G. Jones. So there's a connected issue there, you know. I've also seen people throw out next year will be the think 50, not 50th, whatever it is, some anniversary of the Uncanny X-Men Teen Titans crossover. I think that would be a great time to run that back.
That would be, yeah.
So
release a reprint and then release a new adventure.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a really good one.
Yeah, and that just the stories write themselves as well, because there's been so many iterations of both teams at this point.
Yeah. And you could really, well, we don't have to get too meta with it, but if I was writing it, because I'm a very bitter person, I would just make it about how much the X-Men have grown and how the Titans have been in arrested development for 25 years.
Yeah.
But that's not a fun story. You want a fun story.
Yeah. Gail
So,
should definitely write that.
This new Titans team teaming up with the Young Avengers.
Oh. Well, I would say that if there was a Young Avengers anymore.
Oh, there's probably not. Yeah.
There hasn't been for quite some time. I don't even know if there's a Champions anymore. Marvel doesn't really care about youth teams as much as they used to.
Yeah, historically, they never really have.
Yeah.
They've experimented with it, but I just don't think the universe was built for it. Stanley even kind of talked about it. Like his whole thing was no sidekicks. We don't do sidekicks. So
yeah,
it's just not really a thing. Yeah, and I mean it also makes sense from a historical perspective too, because it's like, you know, DC's backbone, for as much as they wanted to deny it, their gimmick was kid sidekicks.
Yeah.
Get a kid will read the book. Like, it just makes sense. But Marvel didn't do that, obviously, to kind of differentiate itself. And I think they were just more interested in doing monster stories anyway. And then later monster stories that were dressed up as superhero stories. I have a whole theory about that, but now's not the time. The universe was never configured to have kid sidekicks like that. And I feel like every time they've tried, it just never really takes off. So it's like every 10, 15 years, you'll get a generation of young heroes, but they either grow up or are abandoned in the past. Think about it. Like, what's a great example? The New Mutants. Well, they're all X-Men now. Like, they were younger X-Men, but now they're basically just regular X-Men. Okay, what's another example? The Thunderbolts, not the Thunderbolts. What am I thinking of? The New Warriors.
New Warriors, yeah.
New Warriors are all like grown-ass adults now. Like, they've been on the Avengers, you know, so it's not like they're going to go back to being New Avengers. So
the kids grow up in Marvel, is what you're saying.
Yeah,
basically, like they'll experiment with
Runaways have been on the Avengers.
Yeah, they'll experiment with a young team for a while, but eventually they'll just get disseminated into the universe as a whole. So it never really takes.
Mm-hmm.
That's sort of what I mean.
It's like maybe it's less that it's not that it's taking, and more that it's like just used to introduce these characters and shit, and then they kind of.
When I say it doesn't really take, it's like you couldn't. They've tried it and it never really works because you can't really run that back. Like, you can do a legacy throwback version of the Titans and that'll last for a little while based on nostalgia. But every time they try and do that with the Marvel version, it just doesn't really work, except maybe the New Mutants. That kind of works. But like, when's the last time you had a New Warriors book? 2014, really. You know?
And even if you just look at the amount of youth teams between two companies, there's been, like it says, New Warriors, Power Pack, Champions, Champions 2, Young Avengers, Young Avengers 2, Runaways. I know I'm for New Mutants. I know I'm forgetting some. And then DC had Teen Titans, Young Justice,
Legion.
And that's kind of like its own little section of the universe anyway.
Yeah. But I mean, again, the difference I'm really trying to make is like, they all have young heroes, yes, but really the big
Marvel's
difference
not really built for it.
well, the key difference is also like their legacy younger heroes, their sidekicks, as opposed to, it's a younger generation of heroes, but a lot of them don't really have that connection.
Yeah.
It's not like, what's his name? Night Thrasher is not a legacy character.
Yeah.
There's no Night Master. Well, there is a Night Master, but that's not a different character. But you know what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yes,
like
they do.
there's really only been, from what I remember, historically, 2 proper sidekicks in Marvel's history, and they both come from Timely Comics.
Yeah.
And that's Toro and Bucky.
Yeah.
And look at where they are now. Toro's dead, and Bucky's the Winter Soldier.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I guess you could kind of say Kate Bishop, but like not really. She was never a sidekick. They were kind of working side by side.
Yeah.
Even when Clint was mentoring her, she was still calling herself Hawkeye.
Yeah. Like she picked up the bow and arrow by herself.
Yeah. And like the rest of them, like it's not, you didn't see Iron Lad running around and, Iron Man or something, or Hulkling or Wiccan running around with, well, at that point, Scarlet Witch was like in a mental hospital, but it just doesn't really have that kind of connection, so.
And I want to say Hulk was off planet during that same time period.
Yeah, no, exactly. So it's like, and Hulk is not going to have a sidekick. Well, I guess Rick Jones would be his sidekick. But,
Rick Jones,
Rick Jones is also like everybody's sidekick.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like, I don't know. They made fun of this in JLA Avengers, but Rick Jones is essentially the Marvel Universe's version of Snapper Carr. Except, well, it's more like if Snapper Carr got bored of being with the Justice League and did a bunch of different side quests with different Marvel characters. So it's like Snapper Carr showed up in Green Lantern and then, was a Robin for a hot minute and then went back to the Justice League. That would be closer to Rick Jones. But yeah. It's like a team sidekick that then was also kind of like a character sidekick. Or no, that's wrong. I'm sorry. It's a character sidekick that became a team sidekick because he was in Hulk before he was in Avengers.
Yeah. And at some point he was also a Bucky.
Yeah, it was just like all over them. It was like a Hulk sidekick, then was with the Avengers, then ran off with Cap and became Bucky for like 2 issues, and then became bonded with Marvel for a brief spell.
Yeah. And then became a Hulk.
But much later.
Became a Ghost. And now I don't even know where the fuck he is.
I think he was in. I saw like images of him in All New Venom or something, but I just wasn't following that series.
Yeah, you might be right, but I think
Al Ewing had some kind of affinity for Rick Jones, and I don't know if it's just because he liked the character or because it had that tie to Hulk.
Excuse me, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, shit, I gotta go because I was in like the first arc, I think, too.
Yeah,
he has not been seen since.
Pretty much, yeah.
Yeah. That's crazy. Or as DC from the get-go with All American Publications, you had Robin, you had Aqualad, you had Speedy, you had the 3 Dimwits, you had Doiby Dickles, like tons of teen sidekicks.
Newsboy Legion, who I would consider to be a pack of sidekicks to the Guardian, very much fulfilling that role. Exactly.
And that was a mild joke because Doiby's like in his 50s.
Yeah. Well, I mean, we also had Star Spangled Kid and Stripesy. Stripesy's a grown ass man.
Yeah. Yeah, that was always kind of Star Spangled Kid was like the lead hero there. That was interesting. But hey, it worked.
Somehow. So that's always a funny pairing. It's like a grown adult with a little kid. He's really in charge here.
I'm here just to make sure he stays alive.
Exactly.
Like man, and boy.
Basically.
Man, and boy.
Oh, God. Oh, that's the best episode of the Ripping Friends ever. You take on those two giant surly guards, and I'll handle this frail old scientist. Classic.
Sounds like fun.
Oh god, it was great. You got to check it out, Josh. It's just one episode of a cartoon. It was so fucking funny.
What is it?
It's the Ripping Friends cartoon, but there was an episode where they were talking about, I want to say it's the same one, where they're talking about comic books and their love of comic books, and then this one hero that they follow called Man Man and his sidekick Boy Boy.
Okay.
Yeah.
The Ripping Show?
The Ripping Friends.
The Ripping Friends.
Yeah. It's four
Okay.
really buff dudes that are like brothers, and their whole thing is they're strong and they rip things.
Michael rips, bro. It's
Not-
Sandy's.
No. Worse. Well, we'll show you. You got to see it to believe it and understand it. It's hard to really explain.
No, I believe you, and I will check it out. I guess that is the show. We will be back next week. Hopefully, all of us will be able to make it. Thank you, everybody, for watching. Who did? We appreciate it. I know I do. We're getting out of here, so you'll have to as well. Be careful out there, and remember, in the Geek Matrix, everybody has a home. In the Geek Matrix, you are not alone.